forced with decisions on, you know, what is the best placement and the best position for me on longevity wise, where I'm trying to make sure that these people ain't got their fangs in me for the next like 10 years. Because if I'm looking at my career and people are leveraging, you know, a relationship with a toxic company or a toxic management or a toxic whatever, and they looking like it's not worth, I'd rather not put out music for the next 10 years than to know that if I got to put out something at a certain way or a certain caliber, that these people going to own it for 10 years and they don't deserve it. You know what I'm saying? That's super duper facts. Some people don't deserve it. There's some people feel like the audience, the labels, the management aren't worthy of what they putting out. Not on some ego shit, simply because they dealing with people that are just trash human beings that always got some shit to say that ain't never got no value to add to the situation. The criticism is never constructive. It's always to tear you down. Or in the case of Atlantic, and this with every artist at Atlantic, they make your music that you came with, they make you think that your music is trash. By the end of the listening session or by the end of the meeting, you thinking like, man, this shit trash. I really need to do what they doing because they telling me that this ain't gonna work here, or this is what the fans want to hear, or this is what you should be doing, and you, when you look at your own music, you like, man, my music ain't got none of that. This music is just all me. But they like, no, you need to think about this person and they put you into a frame of mind where you think that the people own you, that the artists own you, or that the audience owns you as an artist, and your whole sole goal as being an artist is to please and pleasure and meet the expectations of this kind of like ambiguous audience that's just sitting out there somewhere. You know what I'm saying? And that's go for rock artists, polka artists, country artists, hip hop artists, everything that you can think of under the sun that's signed into a record contract. They hit this wall where it's like, we don't want what you really bring in. We want, and Atlantic so filthy with the shit is that they would turn around and have a team of writers, a team of producers waiting for you. So once you go through the meeting, they strip away all your esteem, they strip away all your confidence in your own work. They send you right to the studio with this the hot producer at the time, with the creative team and the writers, and they got whole songs waiting on you. And for some niggas, they even got their raps waiting on you. You wouldn't believe the phone calls I got in the middle of the night from niggas talking about, man, won't you come in to the studio, but let me write all your shit. I mean, I wouldn't want to get that to you, right? As a critic or whatever, like, I finna have this dope ass song, it's gonna be huge, it's gonna be all over the radio, I'm finna sell a bunch of records, the video finna be crazy, but I ain't had shit to do with it. You know what I'm saying? That's a decision where you thinking like, man, do I really want to be a part of something that I really ain't a part of just to appease, you know, some, and I'm not finna get really paid off of it because I ain't got nothing to do with it. I'm not finna get no real publishing off of it. I'm not finna have any equity in the song. But if I do it, I'm gonna be able to go on tour for like a couple, and as long as the song is hot. And maybe I could open up for this person or jump on this dude's tour because I got this hot song, or go to the college market or something like that. But it's a time limit on that. You're not finna be able to do that forever. And you got to go home at night. You feel me? With that on your mind, like, this success, I really had nothing to do with it. But you looking at the thousands of songs that you wrote or that you have. So, I mean, super facts, to each his own. I just feel like I want to bring that up. And y'all know I'm gonna talk my shit whenever I can about certain things that I have a certain experience in, and a certain knowledge. And I mean, it's certain people that it's certain blogs and it's certain journalists that's in rap that don't rap, that couldn't rap their way out of a paper bag, who, and I mean consistently, I'm not talking about finna sit home and write 2 verses. I'm talking like, nah, nigga, do 8 albums and 1,000 songs, and then we could talk, right? It's certain people that's in this business, that are around this business, that their 2 cents, it matters in the sense that you are commenting on the life and the life trajectory of another person. But it don't matter because it ain't none of your motherfucking business. You know what I'm saying? Critique the music. Talk about how trash the beats is. I'll tell you my whack ass verses. The verses on Promise are whack than a motherfucker. Right? Whack as fuck. When you compare it to Mural, yeah, that shit garbage. But it's for live shows. Because when I do Mural, I can't fucking move. Because I wouldn't have the breath. So sometimes you want to turn up or have that moment where you turn up in your show, so you do songs where you're not doing all them words and all that crazy multi-syllables and double entendres and triple entendres, because it's not about that. Let's have a moment in the show where we can have some fun, so this shit don't turn into like a fucking boring ass what's the word I'm looking for? Like boring ass, just straight bars rap show where motherfuckers like ain't nobody moving, they just listening. Like, you want people to come have fun, man. You want people to have memorable, exciting shows. And us as artists, we recognize that there's ways to do that, right? And there's songs for everything. So on a performance side, let's turn up. On some rap shit, that shit is trash. Now, I'm telling you that it's trash. Does that make Lupe trash as a person? No. Does it make this ex-mumble rapper trash as a person? No. Does it make that person, even the dope, super, uber crazy rappers, right? Who go out there and they can spit all type of bars 100 different ways and there's 80 different metaphors. Does that make them a great person because they can make great raps? No, they might be a piece of shit in real life, right? But that ain't none of our business. Now, if a nigga throw himself up on a reality show, wear his ass out. Wear her ass out. If people expose themselves and put themselves in positions for their life to be on display, and you critiquing their life, wear their ass out all day. Super facts, right? You want to put yourself out there like that with these wolves and these other motherfuckers, tear their ass up, right? But if a homie just sitting back and just delivering you albums, he come out to the shows, he rock his shows, and he leave that person alone, man. Facts. Super facts. Leave him alone, man. Talk about their music. If it's whack, let it be whack. If you're not really willing to do the due diligence to even understand why certain songs are made and why certain songs have certain styles and the certain economic and industrial pressures to be competitive in the marketplace, to understand why certain songs are crafted and constructed in a certain way, certain beats are used, certain styles of beats are used because there's certain trends that are occurring all throughout music, where if you're not tuned into the trend, at least in a certain level, even your own fan base will get lost in the sauce. People like to differentiate themselves from their own work so they can have a track record that is unique, or that you can tell the difference between project to project to project, where it's not just one long ass album their entire career and there's no sign of diversity. Because diversity, to a certain point, having zero diversity and no diversity, we always say that's a problem, right? Having no diversity. You go to a school that's all white people, you're like, how come ain't no black people in here? You go to a school that's all black people, you're like, how come ain't no white people in here? Like, it's the same run of the game. It's the same thing with music. Same thing with music. You got artists that want to express themselves. They want to tap into certain trends and certain things that are happening. And you shouldn't penalize them for that shit. You know what I'm saying? Let them people rock. Let them do what they want to do. If you don't like it, don't fucking listen to it. But just because you don't listen to it and you're in an authoritative position as a journalist, or you have a voice, or you're a fucking radio broadcaster and such and such and such and such, just because you don't listen to it, for whatever your personal reasons are, don't try and make other motherfuckers not listen to it either. Right? Just let that shit rock. I personally listen to everything. I listen to everything. Every type of music. Every type of rap. I might not listen to that shit over and over again, but I'm going to give it play. And because I'm a rapper, I love it. I absorb all that shit. From Lil Pump all the way to fucking A$AP Rock. Simply because I'm a fan of the genre. And I'm not finna speak down on no other motherfucking music because that's what I do. Right? I'm an artist and I appreciate other artists' work no matter what level or what caliber is on. Is every motherfucker gonna be hot as Lupe Fiasco in the bars? Fuck no. Is everybody finna be as weak as motherfucking this nigga over here? No. Everybody's gonna have their fluctuations. And everybody gonna have what they want to do personally and professionally. Professionally, I listen to everything because I need to be competitive in the space that I'm in to a certain degree, or at least know what's out there so I know what I'm navigating. Personally, it's none of your fucking business what I listen to. You feel me? Super facts. So that's it, man. Just to reiterate and to summarize, super facts. We as artists, we love y'all, but we don't fucking belong to y'all. And if you got that in your mind, that my art and my career belongs to you, and you have more say-so over how I choose to plan and plot my career, whether that plot is for ultimate success or if that plot is for ultimate failure, that's up to me. And that's up, when I say me, for every other artist out there. Stick to the music. Critique the music. The problem is, and I'm going to say this 100%, just because you're a journalist, that don't mean you're a musicologist. You probably can't even critique the music properly because you don't have a fucking expertise in music. Super facts. Think about that. Maybe you're talking about this person's personal life because you don't have the historical acumen as a journalist, as a music journalist, to really approach it. How music journalism should actually be approached, taking into consideration the history of it, the context in which it's occurring, the subject matter which is there, and then how musically that subject matter is put together. What is it referencing? What is the reference points? Right? What are the actual objective levers and tools that particular artist is using? Right? And then do you have the credentials to actually critique to that level, to that degree? You probably fucking don't. But that's not a knock on you. So you just talk about what you talk about. But that's why I don't take none of you people serious except like two. And they not even rap hip hop journalists. Right? Because they can critique a symphonic Beethoven album with the same level of clarity and precision that they can critique a Lil Yachty album. And then critique a banjo solo album with the same level of efficiency of detail and clarity and intellectual kind of acumen to really identify what's happening, what is derivative, and what is actually innovative within a certain project without belittling the artist or making the artist seem inferior, or without recognizing the industrial or social pressures why artists would create or choose not to create in a certain way, and what that means for them in their longevity. Nobody's legacy is guaranteed. Nobody's. No artist can stand and say, hey, I'm going to be around for 100 years. My music's finna stand the test of time. It was certain artists that during their lifetime were extraordinarily unsuccessful. And it took 100 years, or it took 50 years for there to be a resurgence, or for somebody to kind of notice this particular trend which had fell to the wayside, and then that person finally gets their shine posthumously. Right? Or they may not get their first hit record till they're 60, 70 years old. Right? So it's relative, man. Don't compare everybody by the same bar. Don't compare everybody to your own expectations of what you think music should be or what music is, especially if you're not a musicologist, right? Or you're not some type of music historian, or you can't turn off your own kind of biases toward a certain person because you don't like that person. So that's it, man. Shout to my big homie, Super Facts, my man Justin Hunt. Always good seeing you. Shout to all my peoples tuned in. Shout to everybody out there rocking on Super Facts. Again, this was Wednesday. I'll be in Chicago at the House of Blues performing. And the next day in Chicago, and then the next day, Thursday, I'll be up in Milwaukee at the Turner, I think it's the Turner Hall Ballroom. So the 15th, I'll be in Chicago. 16th, I'll be at the Turner Hall Ballroom in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, performing live, me and DJ Double O. So make sure y'all come out and rock with us. And for everybody else that's wondering where we're going to be, go to lupefiasco.com. We got a date coming up in December. December, I want to say 8th or 9th. We'll be in Colorado. And December 15th, we'll be in Berkeley, California, in the Bay. Protect Lil B.